In the outskirts of the small, desolate town of Ravenswood, an imposing structure stood amid overgrown weeds and twisted, wrought iron gates. This decaying edifice, known as the Ravenswood Asylum, had long been a place of dread and whispered horrors. The asylum had been shuttered for decades, its dark history shrouded in tales of madness, experiments, and unspeakable cruelty. Those who had once been committed to its care were forgotten, left to languish in the shadows of the past. But the building itself refused to fade into obscurity, casting a long, foreboding shadow over the town. One moonless night, a group of daring friends, Sarah, David, Lisa, and Michael, gathered on the outskirts of Ravenswood. Fueled by bravado and curiosity, they had decided to explore the notorious Ravenswood Asylum, despite the warnings of the townsfolk. Armed with flashlights and a sense of invincibility, they set out on a journey that would forever change their lives. The asylum loomed before them like a haunted fortress, its windows shattered, and its walls marred by graffiti and the ravages of time. The friends pushed open the creaking doors and stepped into the darkness beyond. The air grew thick with a chilling mist, and the silence was broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves. As they ventured deeper into the asylum's decaying halls, their flashlights illuminated scenes of abject horror. Rusty shackles hung from the walls, and tattered straitjackets lay strewn about as if discarded in haste. Each room seemed to hold a fragment of the asylum's sinister past. But the asylum's dark secrets were not content to remain in the past. As the friends stumbled upon an abandoned operating theater, they felt an unnatural chill in the air. The theater was adorned with rusted surgical instruments, and a foul stench hung in the air. It was then that they heard it, the whispering. The whispers were faint at first, like the soft murmur of a distant breeze, but they grew louder and more sinister with each passing moment. The friends exchanged uneasy glances, their flashlights trembling in their hands. The whispers seemed to come from all around them, a cacophony of ghostly voices that spoke in an ancient, incomprehensible tongue. Fear gripped their hearts as they realized they were not alone in the asylum. Shadows danced at the corners of their vision, and strange, ethereal figures moved through the halls. The friends tried to retrace their steps, but the asylum had other plans. The building itself seemed to shift and rearrange, forming an impenetrable maze that stretched endlessly in all directions. Panic set in as they realized they were trapped, the sinister whispers growing louder and more insistent. As they ventured deeper into the heart of the asylum, they stumbled upon a chamber bathed in an eerie, greenish light. In the center of the chamber lay an ancient, rusted gurney, the site of countless gruesome experiments. At the head of the gurney, a tattered journal lay open, its pages filled with the mad ramblings of a long-forgotten doctor. Compelled by morbid curiosity, Sarah picked up the journal and began to read aloud from its pages. The words were filled with dread and despair, documenting the doctor's descent into madness as he conducted experiments that defied the laws of nature. With each word she spoke, the asylum itself seemed to come alive. The walls pulsed and throbbed, and the whispers grew into a frenzied cacophony. The friends were overwhelmed by the malevolent energy that coursed through the asylum, and their very sanity began to unravel. Just as all hope seemed lost, a blinding light pierced the darkness. A figure emerged from the shadows, radiating an otherworldly aura. It was an old woman, her eyes filled with wisdom and sorrow. With a voice that commanded the attention of the asylum itself, she recited a powerful incantation that quelled the whispers and banished the malevolent energy back into the depths of the asylum. The asylum fell silent, and the building's malevolent presence retreated. The old woman, the guardian of the Ravenswood Asylum, had saved the friends from a fate worse than death. She warned them never to return to the asylum and to keep the horrors they had witnessed hidden from prying eyes. As they left the asylum, shaken and forever changed by their ordeal, they couldn't help but wonder about the malevolent energy that had lingered within its walls and the secrets that lay buried beneath its decaying facade. The Ravenswood Asylum would forever remain a place of dread in their memories, a reminder that some horrors were best left undisturbed in the depths of the past.